Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Molares, Christian Morgan, and Ed Matthews. It is Tuesday, the 9th of November.
That is wild. I mean, already more than a month into November. Soon it will be Thanksgiving and then Christmas and whew, the new year. But ironically, our weather is kind of going backward. I mean, it's feeling unseasonably warm again.
Yeah, 'tis the season for kind of up and down temperatures here in the Piedmont, and we were down into the 30s for the most part earlier this morning, but the sun is out shining bright and it's going to be a spectacular day. 71 our high yesterday. We're going to do much better than that, not only today but tomorrow as well. Plenty of sunshine. We're looking at highs topping out into the mid 70s, not record territory. Our standing record for today is 82. We'll be about 86, 84 tomorrow. Clouds build on Thursday, but I think most of the day is going to be dry. A cold front will approach and bring some rain showers Thursday night and early on Friday. But once that front moves on through, reality sets back in. By the weekend, a little breezy and chilly once again. It'll be dry. We're looking at mid and upper 50s on Saturday and temperatures on Sunday in the chilly low 50s. Christian, we are certainly hoping that the sky will be clear tonight because we have a really cool planetary show coming up.
We sure do. Now, maybe you saw this last night. If not, you're going to have another opportunity to see it tonight. And with likely mostly clear skies, this should be easy to see. As you look up in the south and southwest sky, not only tonight, but the next couple nights, you'll see the crescent moon. This is the waxing crescent moon, by the way, which means it's working its way to being full over the next few weeks. So if you look up to the southwest sky, just to the right of the moon, you'll see Venus. Then a little bit later, if you look up to the north and west of the moon, you'll see Saturn. And then the furthest over to the left is going to be Jupiter. So you'll see all the planets lined up in this fashion tonight. And it'll be really the best time to see that an hour to about an hour and a half after sunset. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can see this a little better. So about an hour to an hour and a half after sunset. So mainly 5:30 until about 7 or 7:30. That's going to be your best opportunity to view that. Again, the crescent moon, Venus to the right of that in the southwest sky, and then more so in the southern sky off to the left, north and northwest of that moon, you'll see Saturn and Jupiter close together. Doesn't happen a lot, and a lot of times when it happens, we have clouds or we have some kind of weather system that's impacting us from seeing that. But likely clear skies tonight, it definitely is worth stepping outside for a few minutes and taking a look at. And if you've got a telescope or you have a really good camera, those are always really good to take some nice pictures of that. You can actually get a good time lapse as the moon rises and those planets start to become a little more visible with the sun setting a little earlier now.
All right, that's going to be really cool to witness. Have you ever seen planets align in the sky before? Do you have a telescope? Let us know here on the comments below. What's your favorite planet? So much we can talk about with this. Christian, I remember going to the Klein Observatory at the GTCC Jamestown campus a few years ago when Venus was visible, and there's a massive telescope there, and it was really cool to do that story. Obviously, that kind of technology is going to give you a view that you're not going to see standing here on the ground just with your eyes. But, you know, hey, it's going to be really neat to see this phenomenon.
It really is. And a lot of folks, you know, who are really, you know, whether you're weather hobbyist or, you know, space hobbyist or enthusiast, if you have a really good camera, you know, a really good DSLR camera, you can actually get some really nice shots of the moon and of Venus too. But if you have one of those really fancy telescopes, or if you have friends with fancy telescopes, give them a call because they'll probably already be watching that. Really cool to see. And honestly, I would say take advantage of it because it's really rare that we have a clear sky like we had last night, like we're expecting today. And that really makes all the difference. There's no hindrances at all from being able to see that.
I love your little note there, Christian, not even close to scale. I mean,
just in case we were wondering. Okay.
Venus is about 15 inches from the crescent moon.
So hilarious. I saw that asterisk and I was like, oh, well, this explains everything.
so
This
funny.
is not even close to scale.
It will not be that close in your vision either.
Correct, but I do think that's important. So, Ed, as a meteorologist, how did Christian do with this graphic here?
Oh, he did a great job. It's a fantastic, and it really explains it very well.
It does, doesn't it?
And it's going to look even better tonight. I tell you what, I really wish I had my telescope here, but it's back in my bedroom, my childhood bedroom back in Sanford. Yeah, Santa Claus brought me a telescope when I was about 13, 14 years old, and I used to look at the planets. Of course, seeing the moon the best because of the close proximity, relatively speaking, but I had some fun with that. But you're talking about these powerful, and much more expensive telescopes. You can really get an incredible view with those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kayana wants to know if you can remind us how long we'll be able to see this. I know you said as soon as it gets dark, about an hour after, we can see it, but how long, and can we look tomorrow and still see some of it?
You should still be able to see it tomorrow over the next couple days, but the one thing that I kind of urge caution is that over the next few days, likely tomorrow night, we'll have some extra clouds, and then especially Thursday night will be cloudy going into Friday. So the last night, tonight, and maybe tomorrow are going to be your best opportunities to see this, even though it lasts for a couple days.
Okay.
I just realized, this is one of nature's gifts that I don't really stop to appreciate enough of. I never really look up at the stars or the moon or the sky and just kind of like see what I see. Although when we're driving and there's like the full moon is out and my daughter's like, "Mom, the moon is following us. Go faster." Why is the moon following us? And I'm just like, "Okay, Simone, I'll speed up." She's like, "It's still coming." But I mean, that's the only time I really look up is when one of my kids is like, in awe of what they are seeing up there. But yeah, I don't really appreciate it or take enough time to appreciate things like that, because I mean, it's just remarkable if you think about it.
It is, and it's pretty interesting to see. The planets to the naked eye, when you look up, they're going to look like stars. They're going to look like dots, one brighter than the other and maybe a little bigger. But if you have one of those telescopes or if you have a good camera, you can actually see the rings. You can actually see the rings around Saturn, which is really, really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if you have any questions about this cool phenomenon, chat about it. Put it in the chat. We'll ask Ed or Christian, and we'll keep it going right here on After GMS. Right now, though, let's turn to some morning headlines. And we have some information from Greensboro Police. They are investigating an armed robbery at the Sheets on West Market Street. Officers responded to the gas station around 2:30 this morning. They say two men robbed the store and then took off with some cash. Right now, there's no suspect information available. Police say this is an ongoing investigation. This morning, we're learning more about a stolen car involved in a crash. Winston-Salem police say a group of teenagers stole the keys and money out of a Wiley Middle School teacher's purse last Wednesday. When officers spotted the car, they say the teenage driver sped up and hit a tree. The teenage passengers suffered minor injuries. Well, this morning, the Yadkin County Health Department is investigating how 45 students at a middle school got sick. Health officials say the students are sixth graders at Starmount Middle School. They say the children experienced headaches, nausea, and stomach problems. Officials say no one went to the hospital, and most of the children, they say, were feeling better by the end of the day. It's not clear yet what caused them to get sick, but we'll pass along information as we get it.
Well, the mask mandate will remain in place at Rockingham County schools for now. Board members voted to keep the policy in place at a meeting last night. One member did move to make masks optional, but ultimately the majority overruled that. Those in favor of the mandate say they believe masks are the best way to keep students in classrooms and prevent quarantining. The board is set to reevaluate the policy again next month as required by state law. Several school districts are revisiting their masking conversations as they're required to do every month. Alamance Burlington's Board of Education will meet today to discuss its mask policy. The district has had the mandate in place since the start of the school year. The meeting is scheduled for 12:30 this afternoon. We'll let you know what comes out of it.
Well, college basketball starts tonight, and One Tried University is opening the new season in a new space. WFMY News 2's Itanese McMiller is giving you a sneak peek at the new 300,000 square foot complex at High Point University.
We are on the hardwood here at High Point University's new Corbane Center, and we are breaking in the rim ahead of tonight's big game. Woo, you see that? I still got it. And we have got the coach, the man, the legend himself, Tubby Smith, talking about this big game. So, one, thanks for getting up with us and joining us. Talk about what it means to have a game here in this new facility.
Well, for us, it's a homecoming, and to be playing in this new Quabain Center is just a great opportunity for our student athletes and for my wife and I. So we're really excited to be back at our alma mater. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful venue, and we hope to see everyone here tonight, that's for certain.
All right. What does it mean for you to be here and have this space dedicated to you?
Well, it's pretty humbling. You know, it's a real honor to have anybody recognize you and honor you in this way, but especially at my alma mater. So that makes it even more significant. But it's just, I guess, a testament to longevity. If you can just last, which we've been able to do that over the years.
Mm-hmm. And then I know it's been a while since there have been fans able to watch some of the players. So talk about what that will bring to the game tonight.
Well, with COVID and the pandemic shutting things down last year, we played last year, but we didn't play in front of fans. So I'm eager to see how our players respond. Mm-hmm. And I know the fans will be excited to see, because we have a pretty talented team this year.
All right, and I know there's room for more than 4,500 fans tonight. Just talk about how this will help with recruiting as well.
Well, it's a community affair. Obviously, High Point University belongs to High Point City. So when we bring recruits to this community, and when we bring them here now and they see the Quabain Center and they see our practice facility and they see what we're about, not just athletically, but academically as well. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great opportunity for a young man and woman to come and play basketball here at High Point.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. There are 2 games tonight. It's a double opener. We've got the women playing the Rivals against Elon, and then we have the game, of course, the men's game against Shenandoah. We got Shenandoah at 8 p.m. tonight with the men. So it'll be a great experience for fans all around.
Hi, Denise, that's pretty awesome.
She swooshed that ball
Made
in front
the
of
shot.
a legend.
Yes.
Wow.
She's on a recruiting trip is what it is. She's like, this beautiful facility, how can I play inside?
Right.
All right, so with the start of college basketball season, all of our North Carolina teams are getting in some sort of action tonight. So we want to know, who are you cheering for this season? Shout out your favorite college basketball team, and do you think they have what it takes to make it all the way to March Madness? That's a question. So tonight, North Carolina, NC State, and High Point all at home, Elon on the road, while Kentucky and Duke meet up in New York City. And a big top 5 showdown on the women's side as 5th-ranked NC State hosts #1 South Carolina. Wow. That's going to be a showdown. So what team do you think could make it all the way this year? Check out some texts that we got this morning. So far, a lot of love for the Tar Heels. Tar Heels. And new coach Hubert Davis. Those are the only fans we've heard from on this platform this morning. Yeah, it's just Tar Heels.
Loud and proud.
Yeah. They're pumped. Okay, so I got some responses on my Facebook page as well with some other teams mentioned. And if you have time to actually look at my page, there are some funny gifs for each of these teams that go along with the comments. Candace said Michigan State. Kenneth said Georgetown, Hoyas. Stanley said Wake Forest. And there were also some fun gifts. Here they are, my Mizzou Tiger.
Oh, good.
Looking so cute. Okay, Beverly is cheering for NC State's
Oh, yeah.
Wolfpack.
Oh, yeah.
Ed's excited about that one. And then some love for the Duke Blue Devils and Coach K's last season, which starts tonight, Madison Square Garden. And then some gifts from Vicky and Angie, obviously proud Tar Heels fans. I mentioned to Michelle that this gif of Ramsey's could be our Eric Chilton, because back in the day, he was the mascot at his alma mater, UNC.
They would have to go way back for that gift when they weren't even created. But it could be.
Eric once told me a funny story about being the mascot, and he said, you can only see like out of the like out of the mouth or whatever the little opening is there, and he got tripped one time running down the court. And so he said he slid all the way, just tripped and fell and slid all the way down the court. And he said the only thing, didn't know where he was going. He said the only thing he saw was like the lines in the hardwood just like under as he was flying down the court there.
Yeah.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. So I've heard you guys can you confirm this? Was he the first?
That's
God.
That's
the
the
story, the legend is, the myth is. I don't know if it's been confirmed or busted yet or not.
Okay, we'll have to confirm with him when we see him later today.
I don't know if we need to confirm with him or if we need to actually call the school.
To verify.
Bingo. Okay, so I'll go ahead and move on here. Ed, I always had a question about NC State. I know that this is the sign, right, for Wolfpack.
Yeah,
but what
that's
do
the wolf.
what do you guys shout at games? Because I know Carolina, it's Tar Heels. At Wake, it's Wake.
Can I say
Forest.
that on TV? No, I'm just kidding. We, just all kinds of, Go Pack.
Go Pack.
Also in the stadium, especially for football games, but also for basketball, one side will do Woof, and the other side will do Pack.
Okay.
Woof, Pack, and you just go back and forth, and of course we do the wave and all of that as well. But I got to say, folks, and I'll just go ahead and just be real honest. NC State's going to go all the way. Really, seriously, we have a pretty darn good team, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where they go. Remember back when Ed was a senior at NC State? Yeah. We went all the way and won the national championship.
Wow.
I never, ever went to class that semester. I have no idea how I graduated. But that was a lot of fun to be a senior and win the national championship. But I think as a true ACC fan, I root for all of our teams. Obviously, especially the ones right here in state and local, but I root for all the teams. I want to, even Carolina. I've kind of softened up on Carolina. Now, if you would have known this little brat Ed back when I was in college, I was an ABC kind of guy, anybody but Carolina. But in my old age, I have mellowed out. And oh yeah, I'll be pulling for the heels too.
Got to please the people.
Yeah.
All right, Christian, I know you are app loyal, as is Jason Hutchins.
Yeah.
Because you guys are just all about that western side of our state.
Listen, now,
I love it.
I would love to see Appalachian go all the way. I'm also a realist, and I just don't see it happening.
Right.
So I will pull for App if they make it into some of the initial rounds. But I would love to see Carolina do well this year, especially with Hubert Davis, the new coach, and kind of the new era there. That would be really cool to see that. But at the same token, now again, really, really, really diehard Carolina fans will turn their back on me for saying this, but it would be nice to see Coach K have a really good season and go out on a big note, retiring. Just going to say that. Not that I'm going to cheer for them. I'm just going to say it would be cool to see for Coach K.
Yeah, it would. It would be before John Shire takes over next year. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everybody wants a legendary coach to go out on a high note, even if you don't cheer for the team, because you would want the same for your team, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, and the same with Roy Williams last year. I mean, I just wanted a great season for him. Of course, he didn't announce he was retiring until after the season was over, but there were rumors swirling around that this could be his last year. They didn't have the year that he wanted or he hoped for, and he took a lot of blame. Like, he blamed himself after every loss. He never blamed his players, or he just said, I made a bad decision, or, I didn't coach the best I could. He never blamed anybody but himself, and I think that wore on him a lot. Because if you blame other people, you'll be healthier longer.
Yeah.
Instead of blaming yourself. But what a stand-up guy is basically what I'm saying. I mean, he just a class act. Didn't have the season that he wanted last year, but I think he'll be in the stands a lot this upcoming season, cheering on the next era of Carolina basketball.
Oh yeah, you'll see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, once a Tar Heel, always a Tar Heel. So he will for sure be in the stands wearing his gear and his blue and white. So let's take a look at some of your comments here, your teams. Let's see. Scott is a Kansas fan. Funny story about that, Scott. So Missouri Tigers. They used to be in the same division as Kansas before moving to the SEC. So on game days, it was a huge rivalry. So we have a huge Tiger statue in the front of the school. And on game days with Kansas, we would, students, not me, would hang up a little stuffed animal Jayhawk from the Tiger's mouth. So he would be like eating the Jayhawk.
You're like, students, not me, because I was a professor.
Not quite, but I did follow the rules, I think.
I'm sure you did a great job at that. That's awesome. Joanne says she likes Kentucky. She said, go Cats. Yeah. So that's an SEC team too, isn't it? No, maybe? Okay, never mind. And Saturn says Tar Heels. Carol Harris, you know she's going for the Tar Heels. Because she talks about Tar Heels and snow on every feed. So definitely. And oh, by the way, Carol said in response to you, Christian, it would be a nice season for Coach K, but she said would rather see Tar Heels win.
Oh yeah, of course, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jason said, true Coach K from making sure to announce so that social media's. Oh, no, that wasn't the one you said. Okay. He said, a true Carolina fan could not or would not cheer for a good season for Duke. Haha. So.
Yeah, I think Jason was criticizing Coach K's decision to announce earlier, you know, contrary to what Roy Williams did. But he had explained that in doing so. He said, you know, we want to give time for John Shire to, you know, prep and take over as coach. Also give the players a heads up that this is going to be my last season, you know, and especially to the recruits, I will not be coaching after this year. So, I mean, just different ways of looking at it. I don't think there's one right way to do it, but.
And you know, Duke is one of always the most controversial teams, right, in the field.
Right.
And I think it's because people respect Coach K as a coach, right? But they don't necessarily like the team, or I don't know what it is.
It's a rivalry.
It's just the rivalry, right? But I mean, as a coach, you have to give respect where respect is due, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a pretty awesome coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to train under him.
I mean, yeah, and both he and Roy Williams, Ed, seem to have a really good rapport over the years, as we've all noticed.
Oh yeah, and just wildly popular. I mean, two of the best coaches around anywhere in the country, and it is just great to see them on the sidelines at these barn burner games, you know, making their decisions and making their calls just like true professionals, really.
Please know I have nothing to say about my alma mater right now. I am seriously questioning everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Why?
Yeah.
So we've had 3 head coaches in the last maybe 5 years. This latest one seems to be doing well. But somehow UConn men will always find a way to blow it at the last minute.
No.
I know, and it's so frustrating, and I wish it wasn't the case, because I'm from the era where we had Richard Hamilton, and we had Khalid Al-Amin and Jake Voskuhl, and we had all these you know, all-star players, Ray Allen, and we won a lot. And then the girls would also win a lot. So I'm of that spoiled group of UConn alumni. Lately, they haven't really had that much success, but you know, everybody said, you know, oh, Jimmy Calhoun's retiring. It's going to be great. We'll just have some other. No, that's where it ended. Well, actually, they did win another championship after Coach Calhoun, so I'll leave it there.
New season, new slate.
Right. We'll see.
Turn the page. You know, I used to be, Ed will think this is funny, I used to be a State fan when I was really, 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 really young. And I went to a State game and I sat up way in the rafters and I couldn't see anything. Everything looked like ants in the RBC Center is what it was at that time. And then not long after that, my dad took me to a Carolina game and I found my way onto the court handing out basketballs to the players at halftime. And from that moment on, I was a Carolina fan.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's not fair.
What a crazy story. That's ridiculous. Well, I tell you what, if you'll go back, I'll see. I can't pull any strings. I have no power, but we'll see if we can get you a better seat and get you back on the pack side.
Look, I'm gonna have to be on the court handing out basketballs to players.
We'll see what we can do.
He'll sweeten the deal. You can shoot some hoops with the players.
Yeah.
I was just going to offer a hot dog, but hey.
Yeah, that's not gonna get it done.
All right, guys, we've talked about this enough. Let's talk about the forecast. It is cold to start, but warming up so nicely later today.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
indeed. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful across our part of the Piedmont. Not only today, but tomorrow. 71 yesterday? We're on our way to about 76 today, 74 tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine. Clouds will build on Thursday, and we'll see some rain showers, but probably not until evening and overnight Thursday night into early Friday. That's when a cold front moves through, and oh yeah, you know what happens when a front moves through. Yep, especially this time of year, we cool off. It's going to be a dry weekend, a little breezy. We're looking at temperatures back into the low and mid 50s by Saturday and Sunday.
All right, well, enjoy the 70s for the next few days. Get out and get some exercise or some food or walk and eat. Regardless, just get outside.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Take care.